Oregon, early morning. The Cascade foothills before the working day begins. The light comes before the sun does, a slow gray brightening in the east that changes the quality of the dark without yet eliminating it. The horses in the pasture are already awake. Horses are almost always awake before the people who keep them, which is one of the things that recommends them. The barn smells of hay and horse and the particular cold of a Pacific Northwest morning, which is a different cold than the dry cold of Wyoming or the sharp cold of Montana, wetter and more persistent and not unpleasant if you have dressed for it. A man is saddling a horse. He is 80 years old.
He does not move at 80 the way he moved at 40, and he does not pretend otherwise, because pretending otherwise would require a different kind of man than the kind he is. He is slower. He is more deliberate. Certain mornings, the back makes its position known before he is fully out of bed, and he has to stand at the edge of the mattress for a moment and let the body remember what it is doing before he asks it to do more. He stands at the edge of the mattress. He lets the body remember. Then he gets up. This is not heroism. This is a man getting out of bed. He does it anyway. The hat is on the hook by the door.
It is the same hat it has always been, which means it has been on this hook, or a hook very much like it in a house very much like this one, or a dressing room, or a hotel room, for longer than some people have been alive. The leather sweatband is dark with the accumulated record of decades of wear. The brim has been shaped by 40 years of the same adjustment, 2 fingers, automatic, and holds that shape now without being touched. The crease in the crown is deep and deliberate and permanent. He takes the hat from the hook. He puts it on. He adjusts the brim with 2 fingers, the motion so automatic it does not register as a motion, the same way breathing does not register as breathing. The hat settles exactly where it belongs, as it always has, the weight of it familiar enough to be unnoticeable. He goes out to the barn. The horse knows him.
This is not a romantic observation. Horses know the people who feed and ride them in a practical, animal way that has nothing to do with sentiment and everything to do with pattern. This horse has been ridden by this man for 6 years. The man arrives at the barn at the same hour in the same jacket with the same hat, and the horse has organized itself around these facts the way animals organize themselves around reliable information. The man saddles the horse without hurrying. He has been saddling horses for 50 years. The buckles go in the same order they have always gone. The cinch goes in the same order it has always gone. He checks the fit the same way he has always checked it. Hand under the breast collar, 2 fingers between the cinch and the belly, the same check Roderick showed him on the Sutton Ranch in Arizona in 1992, and that has been part of the routine ever since. He mounts. The mount is slower than it was. He will tell you this himself, plainly, without particular regret, the way he tells you most things. The body is 80 years old. The body does not mount the way it did at 50. This is information, not tragedy. He adjusts his approach accordingly, uses the fence rail for the mounting more than he used to, takes the time takes, and once he is in the saddle, he is in the saddle, and the 80 years recede slightly in the way they do when you are doing the thing you have always done, and the body finds the memory of itself. He rides out. The property runs to the east, up into the foothills before the timberline. There is a fence line along the north edge that needs regular checking. One of the things that is always needing checking on a working property, the way the oil in a car is always needing checking, the way the world is always needing maintenance from the people willing to provide it. He checks the fence line the way he has always checked fence lines. This is the morning. He is not thinking about the films. He is not thinking about the career. He is not thinking about the Sacramento garage or the Sonoma County wicker basket or the 3 words on a stage floor or the hat on the conference table or the 3 months in Arizona or the blown tire on a Wyoming highway that was not his problem but became his problem because he was there and it needed fixing. He is thinking about the fence line. The fence line is what is in front of him, and it requires attention, and he gives it attention the way he gives everything attention, completely, with the specific focus of a man who does not do things partially. This is what 80 years of doing the work looks like from the inside. From the outside, it looks like a man on a horse on a fence line in the Oregon foothills at 7 in the morning. Both descriptions are accurate.
Sam Elliott was born in August of 1944 in Sacramento, California. His father was in the Army. His mother's name was Glenn. He grew up in Sacramento and Portland, Oregon. His father's postings moved the family and came back to Sacramento for high school and college. He moved to Los Angeles in 1966 with a theater degree and a blue 1963 Rambler, and the particular combination of preparation and uncertainty that is the correct equipment for that particular undertaking. He has been working since 1968. The work has not been continuous in the sense that every year contained a major film or a defining role. It has been continuous in the sense that he never stopped. There were lean years and better years, and years that almost broke through, and years that did. There were roles that defined him, and roles that built him, and roles that simply kept the machinery running because the machinery needs to run. He has never stopped. He is 80 years old. He is still working.
The question people ask, the one that arrives in interviews with the particular frequency of a question that seems obvious but is not, is what it feels like to be recognized now, after decades of consistent work, as an American original. To be the thing that people mean when they mean a certain kind of man. To have the mustache and the voice and the hat be not a costume, but a description. He answers this question the same way he answers most questions that reach for something larger than the specific. Briefly, specifically, and without the language of triumph or vindication. He says he has always known what kind of man he was. He says the work was the thing, and the work was always available, and if you did the work, the rest would follow or it wouldn't. But either way, you would not have to wonder whether you had tried. He says his father told him this in a garage in Sacramento. He says it still seems true. This is the whole of it. He does not say it as a man who has won anything. He says it as a man who has been doing something for 60 years that he believed was worth doing, and that turned out to have been worth doing, and that he intends to keep doing until he can't. The intending to keep doing it is not performance. It is the same thing it has always been. The next morning, the barn, the horse, the hat from the hook, the fence line that needs checking. There is always a fence line that needs checking. He checks it. The things that have not changed. The hat, the mustache, still present, still the same mustache it was in the early 1970s when it arrived and declined to leave. Now gray, but otherwise unaltered in its fundamental character. Still the thing no studio has ever successfully asked him to remove. Still the thing that is not vanity, but description. The way he holds a coffee cup, both hands, always. The grip of a man who takes the simple pleasures of a warm cup seriously and does not require them to be more than they are. The pace at which he moves through a room, which is the pace he has always moved, which is not slow, but is unhurried. The distinction being that slow implies struggle and unhurried implies something chosen. Catherine Ross. They have been married for 40 years. She is on the Oregon property most mornings.
She still knows where everything is and how everything works, and has for 4 decades. And the ranch runs the way it runs, partly because of the quality of her attention, and partly because of the quality of his. And these two things working together are what 40 years of a genuine partnership looks like from the inside and from the outside. The riding. He still rides. Not as long as he used to, not as fast, but every morning. The horse still responds to him the way horses respond to people they have organized themselves around. The fence lines. There is always a fence line that needs checking. He checks it. The long way when there is time. He still takes the long way when there is time. The roads that add 2 days and 1,000 miles, and that he considers the correct price for the kind of quiet they provide, are still there. He still considers the price correct.
The things that have changed. The body is slower. The back, the knees, which are a separate negotiation from the back and have their own position on what the morning's first movements will feel like. The recovery time after a location shoot is longer. He does not complain about these things. He reports them when asked, the way he reports things, accurately, without drama, as information rather than as complaint. He has said more than once that he does not think about legacy, that the word feels like something other people apply to other people, and that he does not find it useful from the inside. He has done the work. The work is what it is. Other people can call it what they want. What he thinks about from the inside is the next project, the next morning, the fence line that needs checking. This is not performed modesty. This is the man. The same man who stood in a Sacramento garage at 22 and heard one sentence. The same man who found a paragraph in a wicker basket at 19. The same man who nodded at John Wayne on a stage floor and received 3 words and carried them for 50 years. The same man who spent 3 months on a ranch in Arizona because the camera would know the difference. The same man who put a hat on a conference table and asked one question and walked to the elevator. He has always been one man. The work is what one man does when he knows what he is and is not confused about it. This is not performed modesty. This is the man. In 2018, Sam Elliott appeared in A Star is Born. He played Bobby, the older brother of the musician played by Bradley Cooper, a man who has managed his brother's career for decades, who loves him and is frustrated by him and refuses to leave. It is a small role in the economy of the film. It is not small in what it asks. He was 74 years old. A generation that had not been born when he walked onto a stage floor and nodded at John Wayne. A generation that was in middle school when Tombstone was released, watched A Star is Born and said, "Who is that?" And then found out, and then watched everything else. This is not how fame usually works. It works forward. You build, you peak, you diminish. Sam Elliott worked forward and then sideways, and then at 74, a generation found him from behind, moving against the usual current. It is the result of never stopping, of always doing the work, of a Sacramento garage and a wicker basket, and 3 words on a stage floor, and 3 months in Arizona nobody asked for, and a hat on a conference table, and a fence line checked every morning. It is the result of being exactly one man consistently for 80 years. The morning ends when the fence line is checked. He rides back to the barn. He dismounts, slower than it was, the same care as always, the fence rail used, the time taken, the body landing where it needs to land. He unsaddles the horse. He gives it water. He puts the tack away in the correct order in the correct places, same as always.
He walks back to the house. The hat comes off at the door. It goes back on the hook. Tomorrow morning it will be there. He will be there. The fence line will be there. This is the deal he has with the day, and it is the same deal he has had for 60 years, and he intends to keep it. They still make men like him.
You just have to know where to look. If this story reached you, if any of these stories reached you, drop your state in the comments. I want to see how far these travel. Subscribe if you haven't. There are more Long Rider stories coming. There will always be more Long Rider stories, because the thing this channel is looking for is not scarce. It is just quiet. You have to know where to look.